Hello, I'm Atubo George and so excited. Now today is Friday, praise God. And you're going to have a good weekend this weekend. You know why? You see, because all these things I've been sharing with you, I trust the Spirit of God is bringing the meaning right into your heart. And you've been putting them to work. And, that's why Jesus spent a whole lot of time teaching. You know why? Because, like I said yesterday, you don't have a prayer problem. You have a knowledge problem. See, because when you don't know, your attitude will be different. But when knowledge comes, it will take your whole self. It will change your attitude. And you begin to apply the knowledge. And things, you see, what knowledge does for you is it makes your effort less. You understand what I'm talking about? Think about before the invention of machineries. Think about how much strength man will have to put into his work. But as knowledge increased, inventions came in. Now with the press of a button, something that would have taken 500 men to hit, with the press of a button, that thing goes down. You understand what I'm talking about? Why? Knowledge. So the more knowledge that comes to you, the less effort you will put, the less energy you will put. Now, what does that mean? Then you will begin to channel your energy into some other useful ventures. Praise God. There was a time in the world that the strongest men are the men with, six packs, big chests, and always lifting those irons. And they feel, oh, these are the strongest men. But that time passed. Now, nobody looks at that anymore. They look at what's in the head. Praise God. What's in the head? Or we got to that point that not the six packs anymore. Not even what's in the head anymore. What's in the pockets. Praise God. But you see, we are getting to that place of truth. That what's going to rule is what's in your spirit. That's the truth. Now men have ruled this world by faith. When you read Hebrews 11, you will see them. Now, we in this generation the Spirit of God is pushing us to that place where He will begin to demand faith from you, faith from your spirit. Now, what do I mean faith from your spirit? He will be demanding your listening to His voice. He will speak to you. You will believe Him, and then you will bring forth that thing which He's put in your heart. And that's the new set of rulers that are emerging on the earth. You see, because everything have failed and is still failing. Now, only those that carry the God DNA in them, and that they can hear from heaven, and they can bring to pass the thing that is being instructed them from heaven. And then the world will begin to see changes. That's why the Bible says, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness will cover the people. Now, in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6, it says, therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time. How? Casting all your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. Now, last week, I shared with you how Abraham was in a situation with his nephew Lot. And Abraham submitted himself to an agreement with Lot. You know what? If you go left, I'll go right. If you go right, I'll go left. And Lot said, okay, I'll choose Sodom, the green areas of Sodom. And Abraham, now, physically speaking, that was the best part of the land. And Abraham said, all right, good and fine. Now, Abraham released Lot from his heart, even though Lot chose the best part physically. But guess what? The scriptures tells us immediately Lot departed from Abraham. God showed up and said, Abraham, yes, sir, stand up. Look north, south, east, west. As far as your eyes can see, I have given it to you. Now, Abraham humbled himself under the mighty hand of God. And God did what? Exalted him in due time. Another person I want to share with you is Joseph. Have you thought about Joseph's life? Now, he was the best among the father's children. He was the pride of the father, see? And it, so good that the father made him a coat of many colors. Now, he was the father's pride. And then the brothers hated him. And you know the story. They sold him off. They wanted to kill him, but God spared his life. They sold him off as slave to Egypt. Now, do you know? Now, this is something I need to draw out. Do you know Joseph was sold into Potiphar's house? And Joseph grew as a slave in Potiphar's house till he became the chief servant, the head of all the slaves. Now, do you think at that point Joseph was still under complete bondage? Don't you think as the head slave, he's gotten some amount of freedom? What I mean amount of freedom? At that stage, he could have told his boss, ahead of a business that is going on in some faraway, distant land, I want to go check it out for you because I think I need you to invest in that thing. And the boss like, oh, Joseph, you know what? You know how we do it. You can go. Why didn't Joseph think about escaping? Why didn't Joseph think about going back home? I mean, at that stage, don't you think he was intelligent enough to know that he could trace his father's house? No matter how long it's going to take him. So why didn't he escape then? He had the opportunity to escape. Why didn't he escape? Now this is powerful because he humbled himself under the mighty hand of God, even in that situation. I've got to stop here. But listen, I'll take this up from here next week, Monday, because there's just a lot we need to talk about in this. And I pray that the Spirit of God is bringing perfect understanding into your heart. And listen, this weekend, there's provision for you, and you will find it. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Until Monday, this is Atuba George. Bye-bye.